Hi all, in this video we are going to deal about vertebra. That is, in abdomen region we have got osteopath dealing only with the vertebral column. So on our body we have got 33 vertebrae together going to form the vertebral column, such as starting from cervical till the coccyx vertebra. So totally in our vertebral column we have got 33 vertebrae, such as 7 cervical and 12 thoracic, 5 lumbar and 5 sacral vertebra which is fused to form a single one, and 4 coccygeal vertebra which is again well fused together. So now here we are going to deal about lumbar vertebra, which is a bone of abdomen. So talking about vertebra, we have to know two important features. One is the body part. So anteriorly what you have is body of the vertebra, and posteriorly we have is vertebral arch. So this is the whole of vertebral arch we have. This whole thing is a vertebral arch which is having all these bony projections out. These are called as processes. So the vertebral arch along with the body we will refer as vertebrae. So talking about lumbar vertebra, here we are going to deal about what are the typical and atypical lumbar vertebra. Whichever vertebra we take among the thoracic, cervical, lumbar, everything will be having typical vertebrae and atypical vertebrae. Typical in the sense the maximum number of vertebrae carrying the same features. We will refer those things as typical vertebra. Some vertebrae which will be having additional or some vertebrae which will be having lack of some common feature, we will call those vertebrae as atypical vertebra. Same like those vertebrae, in lumbar also we have got 4 typical and 1 atypical vertebra. So first 4, above 4 lumbar vertebra are typical, the below one we will call as atypical. So L1 to L4 is typical, L5 is atypical vertebra. First we will see details of typical vertebra, which I am holding now as typical vertebra, which is carrying a body in front and the vertebral arch behind. Now we are going to deal about body first. So to talk about the body, we have got a massive body in lumbar vertebra, which is again having two surfaces such as above superior surface and below inferior surface. In the superior surface you can make out it as somewhat kidney shaped. So we can compare. So in superior surface we can compare the vertebrae with lumbar. So in the body we have got two surfaces, one is superior surface and the one is inferior surface. In the superior surface you can make out a kidney shaped body part. So superior surface will be having a kidney shaped part. You can compare this feature with the thoracic vertebra where it will be heart shaped. Then we have got anterior surface and the posterior surface. So this is the posterior surface and this is the anterior surface. And here we have got this whole thing as sides of the body. So this is sides of the body, and in the sides of the body there will not be any facets. So here in the lumbar vertebra, cervical vertebra, sacral vertebra, we will not be having costal facet. Costal facets are the features especially will be seen in thoracic vertebra. So these are the parts which is seen in body. Two surfaces above and below and two surfaces in front and behind. Totally 4 surfaces: superior, inferior, anterior and posterior surface. Now this superior surface is going to articulate with the above vertebra. The inferior surface is going to articulate with the below vertebra. As I said, now we are dealing about typical lumbar vertebra, and here the anterior surface will be giving attachment to a ligament called anterior longitudinal ligament, and same way the posterior surface here, it is also giving attachment to a ligament called posterior longitudinal ligament. So these are the features you have to talk while dealing about body of lumbar vertebra. Moving on to the posterior aspect. So in the posterior aspect of lumbar vertebra we have got this whole thing as vertebral arch. So vertebral arch is going to carry two important parts such as pedicle. So this is the pedicle part. So an arm like part which is going to arise from the body and goes behind. So this is pedicle, as like in a leaf we will be having a stalk which is connecting the leaf with the stem. So same way that part is called as pedicle. Same way the vertebral arch is connected to the body of vertebra, we will call that as pedicle. So this is pedicle, and here we can make out a flat smooth surface, and this surface is referred to as lamina. So which I am showing now is lamina, and this is pedicel. So pedicel is an arm which is extending from the body to hold the vertebral arch, and this is the flat surface we will call as lamina. Now we have got between these two. So in the vertebral arch, along with the pedicel and the lamina, this blue color shaded area, we have got some processes extending. So those processes are again 3 in number, which are paired, and 1 unpaired process. So here you can make out this green shaded area. These are superior articulating process, which is projecting upwards. So these two are superior articulating process, which is having a facet medially. So you can make out a small area where it is smooth, and it is going to articulate with the inferior articulating process of the above rib. So we are calling this as superior articulating process with the facet facing the medial aspect. Moving on to the lower part, we have got inferior articulating process, which is extending downwards from the body, and this is having an facet. Here you can make out this facet, which is again shaded with green, and this one is going to articulate with superior articulating process of the lower vertebra, and here it is going to form intervertebral joint by this type of articulation. Along with that, we have got a notch here. By articulation with these two process, it is going to give rise for an intervertebral foramen over this part. And then we have got two transverse process on either side. So these are the two transverse process which is extending on either side, and in this transverse process of the lumbar vertebra, we have got a process, a small prolongation, and this process is called as accessory tubercle. Here you can make out this is an accessory tubercle which is seen only in the lumbar vertebra. And along with this, in the superior articulating process, we have got one more process. So here you can make out a small elevation, bony elevation in the superior articulating process, which we will refer as mammillary process. These two processes are especially seen only in the lumbar vertebra, which is the specific feature of the lumbar vertebra. And then moving on to the another feature of typical feature in typical vertebrae, that is L1 to L4, the distance between the superior articulating process and the distance between the inferior articulating process will be different. The superior articulating process distance will be more compared to the distance between the two inferior articulating process. So this is a feature have to remember, because in the atypical vertebra, that is in the L5 vertebra, both these will be far apart and it will be equal in distance. And one more process which is protruding outside in the posterior aspect is our spinous process, and this spinous process will be seen in all vertebra. Here in lumbar vertebra, it is quadrilateral and stout. So in cervical and transverse, it will be thin and elongated. Sometimes it will be vertical in position also. Here only in the lumbar vertebra, it will be cylindrical shaped and it will be stout in shape. So these are the things you have to remember while talking about the vertebral arch. And the processes we have to remember is, in the superior articulating process, we have got another process, that is mammillary, and in the inferior articulating process, we have got a process called accessory process. And this is the vertebral foramen which is present between the body and the vertebral arch. Here you can make out triangular vertebral foramen, and this foramen is going to transmit spinal cord. Here I said intervertebral foramen will be seen. Those foramens are going to transmit the spinal nerves according to their respective positions. So these are the details you have to remember while learning about a typical lumbar vertebra. So now we will see how we will compare the typical vertebra with atypical lumbar vertebra. So the vertebra which I am holding now is atypical one. How you have to find out it is an atypical vertebra is, again you have to know what are the features will be seen in the vertebra, such as anteriorly we have got massive body for lumbar vertebra, and behind that we have got the vertebral arch. So here by seeing the vertebral arch only you can differentiate very clearly. Here also we have got all the processes which I have mentioned before, such as superior articulating process. such as we have got superior articulating process above, inferior articulating process below, and on the sides we have got transverse process, and then in the midline we have got a spinous process, which is same like the typical vertebra. And here we have got between the body and the vertebral arch vertebral foramen, and then we have got intervertebral notches, which is giving rise to intervertebral foramens. Now, to differentiate the typical and atypical, first we have to see for the superior articulating process and inferior articulating process. There in typical, I have said superior articulating process distance will be more and the inferior articulating process distance will be less. But here in atypical lumbar vertebra, if you are seeing, the distance between the superior articulating process and the distance between the inferior articulating process will be equal in number. It will not be less or more, and both will be at the same level. So this is the first feature you have to see to differentiate the typical lumbar vertebra from atypical lumbar vertebra. And you know already the first four lumbar vertebrae are typical, only the L5 vertebra, that is the last one, will be atypical. So what we are holding now is L5 lumbar vertebra, which is an example for atypical lumbar vertebra. And one more thing you have to see for it is the transverse process. There in the typical lumbar vertebra, transverse process is much smaller. Here it is elongated compared to the typical lumbar vertebra. So the first feature is superior distance between superior and inferior articulating process, and the second one will be you have to see for the transverse process, which is much elongated in the atypical one. Thank you.